In episode 2 of the Young Sheldon spin-off, Georgie and Mandy's first marriage problems take a backseat as Sheldon's elder brother struggles with his increased responsibilities following the premature death of George Sr. Georgie visits his father's grave. At the beginning of the episode, he tells his dad that he's doing okay without him, but we soon learn that the demands of being a husband, father, brother, and son-in-law are wearing him down. Longtime viewers will note that Georgie has acquired George Sr.'s Ford F-150 which to take himself to the medical hospital following a quarrel with Mandy. It turns out that he has anxiety, a diagnosis he quickly dismisses as some New York nonsense despite his dread of having a heart attack. Later, Georgie brings Missy to the grave to see Dad. Georgie wants his problematic teenage sister to go to their father if she cannot confide in Mary. She may or may not be consuming marijuana and she was just suspended from school. When he gives her some time, she confides in Sr. about how difficult life has been since he passed away and Sheldon moved out. She is in the passenger seat of her deceased father's vehicle as the episode comes to an end. Series actor Montana that the aftermath of George Sr.'s death and the resulting Cooper family turmoil will culminate in episode 5 when the McAllisters entertain the Cooper clan for Thanksgiving. In the meanwhile, he continues, Georgie is taking it really well in my opinion. I genuinely do. Throughout season 1, Georgie will keep going to see his father. Who knows? Regarding a potential Lance Barber appearance, Jordan said, I'm sure there will be some sort of throwback or something. Alternatively, he may appear as a ghost or something. You never know. Steve Holland, co-creator of the series, goes into further detail below about Georgie's problems in episode 2 and how the spin-off aims to bridge the time between Georgie's problems in episode 2 and how the spin-off aims to bridge the time between Gibber and Missy's lives. In Young Sheldon and The Big Bang Theory, these figures were given a lot more depth and options to work with because of the several additional little shadings. Even returning to the multicam, we believe that this need not be a dazzling multi-Gibber. There may be some weight and substance to this. With these characteristics, we have earned it. It seemed like why shy away from more real things since we have these characters that people already relate to that we have developed over the course of 7 years and that we get to bring to this amazing position. It's fantastic that it fits into the Big Bang canon. We know that Georgie had to care for his mother and sister when his father passed away. So it felt like there was no need to flee from all of this wonderful, wealthy, and practical stuff. Although there are genuine feelings, the play is uplifting and full of love rather than being somber and gloomy. I believe you can understand what it means to be in that situation even if you haven't watched Young Sheldon. It's not excluding anyone, in my opinion, but it does bring a whole other level. If you know Young Sheldon, you struck the nail on the head. I believe as a Texas man in the 1980s and 1990s, we were discussing this event and all of the burdens that had been placed on top of this young child, including a wife, family in-laws, a job, his mother and sister, and the death of his father. Being able to go talk to his dad and admit that he was struggling in a way that he couldn't admit to anyone else felt like the therapy he needed, and that was enough to sort of get him moving forward. He wasn't going to. That he was struggling, that he needed help, and that he wasn't going to go seek therapy. Yes, without a doubt. You know, this marks the start of the shift from the Young Sheldon Mary to the Big Bang Mary. I believe you're beginning to notice that change. Utilizing these characters to educate Georgie and Mandy is essentially what we're doing when we're discovering these stories. I believe we can have some fun with Missy because we know from Big Bang that she turns out as a girl who recently lost her father. Her descent into disobedience seems very real, and her older brother who is now the family's father.